Timmy, go ahead.
Thanks a lot, George. I've been a regular viewer of your show for many years. I just wanted to say,
thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, with regards to Nigeria, we need to be quite careful about it, because yeah, indeed, there were some discrepancies in the last election, but it's not enough to say who won or who did not win. I would just like to say, opposition to the current president has led to a lot of spike of violence against his ethnic group, the Yoruba people. And this is where we need to be careful as to how people frame the problems they have with the president. Because at the moment, if care is not taken, the way a lot of independent journalists, so to say, are framing these things up, it might lead to another brutal ethnic clash. And as you know, my country experienced a civil war in 1967 between the then breakaway Biafra region and the rest of the country. I'm afraid we might be heading in that direction again. So I would like you to please take a step back and actually review the dynamics to the last election. Because we can't say for sure that Peter Obi won that election. A lot of, we do vote on the basis of religion and ethnicity, but most Nigerians are Muslims, and we voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Whatever problems people have with him is fair, but is the person most of us voted for. And I think the more people are going after him on a personal level as against going for INEC, which is the body responsible for elections, civilians from my ethnic group are being targeted. And I just called because I've seen a lot of conversations surrounding him, and I want you to be aware of the risk he poses on the ground. Thank you.
Well, look, there's no question of me taking a step back. I'm merely hosting a show in which all kinds of people are invited. Every 5 minutes, I invite everyone to call the show to give their point of view. And you just have, very succinctly indeed, you have taught me something. I had absolutely no idea that Tinubu was from the Yoruba people. That's the only good thing about him. And my contempt for him has zero to do with the fact that he's a Muslim, and zero to do with the fact that he comes from the Yoruba people. These two things are the only two good things about him. I'm against him because he's a crook. I'm against him because he's a thief. I'm against him because he's a bagman for the bigger thieves. In Chicago, Illinois, I'm against him because he forged his election papers. I'm against him because INEC forged his victory in the election. Am I supposed to turn a blind eye to all these things? Because he's a Muslim, because he's a Yoruba, because this may lead to ill feeling to his people? When I express my contempt for Rishi Sunak, I'm not hating on Indian Hindus. I'm hating on Rishi Sunak for everything except the fact that he's an Indian Hindu. I parked that. I have no interest in that. I'm against Sunak for a whole range of other reasons. I'm against Tinubu for a whole range of other issues. Now, I invite all points of view to enter this debate over Nigeria. If we had a Moats Africa, we could do it exclusively every week on that show tailor-made for the African audience. But we don't have that, so we can't talk about Nigeria every single week, every single show. But we had David on. in advance of the court decision. We've now had him on after the court decision, which I followed closely, and which was every bit as farcical as David Hundian described it. What are we supposed to do? Not do so? Accept that the greatest African country is run by a crook? A forger? No, I will never accept that. I have too much respect for all the peoples of Nigeria.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result announced on March 1st, 2023. And that result was challenged at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, which gave its verdict on Wednesday, September 6, 2023. And that verdict that he gave validating the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still being challenged at the Supreme Court. Now, the video you watch is that of a Member of Parliament of United Kingdom or Britain, George Galloway. He was a former member of British Parliament for decades, an influential voice in Britain and all over the world. You saw how he described the outcome of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal that came out on Wednesday. He described it as a farce and was citing David Hundian and all that who he invited for his show. Now, that is his view on it, that it was a farce. There are many in Nigeria who will also agree with him, but that is his view, and that is a view that should worry those who are celebrating the outcome of the last verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, because we are not only seeing ourselves, the world is also seeing us. So his verdict that it was a farce. And he was speaking in response to a caller whose name is Simi. Now, this Simi brought in a lot of dimensions and lies to the discourse on Tinubu and Nigeria, because you can see from how this caller Simi was lying. He's told a lot of lies. He was telling George Galloway to mellow down, to step back, that what he's talking about Nigeria is stoking ethnic tension in Nigeria. He claimed that because Tinubu is Yoruba, that the Yorubas are being attacked. I have never had any part anywhere in Nigeria since Tinubu became president where the Yorubas were attacked because of Tinubu's emergence as president. I'm yet to see any or hear anything of that nature. But he wanted to use it to hoodwink George Galloway, telling him that he is talking about Nigeria. The emergence of Tinubu is inflaming passion and tension in the country. And then he began to make reference to the Civil War, saying that the tension being generated, that he's seen Civil War likely to take place again because of this. There's no sign at all of that. In any case, if this Simi is in Nigeria, he ought to have known, even if he's abroad, he ought to be reading papers online and everything, or watching news online from Nigeria. He ought to have known that even the Pan-Yoruba socio-cultural organization, Afenifere, through their weight, they endorsed Peter Obi of the Labour Party. So it's unconscionable for him to deceive the international community by calling and claiming that the Yorubas were being attacked, when the Yorubas are among the pillars of the support for Peter Obi, who is from Southeast. Many of the people that ran the campaign and surround Peter Obi are of Yoruba extraction. So he was being deceitful in that his call, and they used the opportunity to tell all kinds of lies. And then he went on to talk about that Tinubu is a Muslim and that Nigeria is a majority Muslim country, and the majority of Muslims voted for Tinubu. That they who are Muslims, the majority, they voted for Tinubu. So people are against Tinubu, emergence because he's a Yoruba, because he's a Muslim. Nothing could be further from the truth. There are many Muslims that never voted for Tinubu. There are many Christians that voted for Tinubu. So it was a very well fabricated lie. Of course, people like us are always vigilant. We'll get this kind of thing to make corrections on them so that people are not deceived. The Yorubas agreed that ethnic group is multi-religious, has religious dimension. There are Muslims, there are Christians, there are traditionalists, there are even atheists, people like Professor Wole Soyinka. So Yoruba is a mixed bag. And even for him to categorically say that Muslims are the majority, how did he get the figures that Muslims are the majority in Nigeria and they voted for Tinubu? So anybody who is criticizing Tinubu is criticizing him because of his religion and because of his ethnicity. That's not true. People are criticizing him because he is a beneficiary of alleged rigging of February 25, 2023 presidential election. What people are against in the petition that was sent to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, which has now moved to the Supreme Court, people itemize what they are against. It's not Tinubu per se, but of course part of his conduct. Because when they are calling for him to be disqualified, they are calling for him to be disqualified because he forfeited $460,000 proceeds of narcotic to the United States government. And everybody knows what narcotics means. There is nothing good about narcotics. Anybody who deals in narcotic or is suspected to deal in narcotic or have fund from narcotic cannot be said to be doing the society any good. Even the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who endorsed Tinubu and who Tinubu says is continuing with his legacy, as a military head of state, he executed Nigerians who were alleged to have been involved in drug trafficking. And this same allegation that has to do with drug is what the court in Nigeria has dismissed as it doesn't matter. It is not evidence of dishonesty. It is not evidence of forfeiture. It's not evidence of criminal forfeiture. In fact, they went to the ridiculous extent and saying that what was indicted was his bank account and not himself. So these are the issues that people are talking about. These are the issues that people are discussing. People are discussing the issues that has to do with certification, his certificate. Where did he attend primary and secondary school? Where is the documents about his education in Chicago State University? which Atiku is asking for. That is what people are demanding for. They are not talking about his religion at this point in time. The same material. Nobody is talking about that. People are talking about his conduct, his past conduct. The way the election was manipulated. What is the status of Abuja in the scheme of things? In 2008, the Supreme Court ruled that you must get 25% in Abuja. Why is 2023 different now? These are the issues at stake. It has nothing to do with Tinubu's religion or his ethnicity. That is the truth. And I like the way that Judge Galloway answered him. In fact, I love the way that Galloway answered, because Galloway was very emphatic. In fact, he said that the only thing, he said he never knew that Tinubu is Yoruba or even a Muslim. And then he said that those are the only two good things about him. That he's Yoruba, that he's a Muslim. That is the only good thing about him. But other things about him, you can see how he described him. He said because of his religion and because of his ethnicity, that is not enough for him to wish away all the huge allegations against him, all the records of him in Chicago and everything. He said no. He said no, that's not how he operates. That he is objective in his analysis of individual. He mentioned Sunak, Prime Minister Sunak. He said he criticizes Sunak not because Sunak is a Hindu or Indian. It's because of his conduct, because of his policies. So when he is talking about Tinubu, that he's a crook, he's this or that, he's saying it based on the record he has seen, not about his religion, not about his ethnicity, which in any case, he has a good regard for these two things. Yeah, you can see from Galloway's statement, he really have a lot of respect for the Yoruba. He has a lot of respect for the Muslims. So he has nothing against Muslims. And that is why he said those two things are the only thing good about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So he has given his verdict not based on any sectional interest. That man, Simi, are among the kind of people that are causing problem in this country, in the sense that they like to becloud everything with ethnic and religious bigotry, which is the reason why Nigeria remains the way it is today. People not looking at issues objectively. People not looking at things the way they are. In any case, one of the regulars in George Galloway's show is David Hundiyin. David Hundiyin is a proper Yoruba man. That investigative journalist is a proper Yoruba man. He is also a proper Lagosian. He is even more Lagosian than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yet, he has been at the root of unearthing a lot of things about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has done so many documentaries. He has written so much. In his West African Weekly, in his YouTube channel, and everything, to say the things the way they are, no matter whose ox is God. That Simi that called in cannot be more Yoruba than David Hundiyin. He may be a Muslim, that Simi that called, but as Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a Lagosian, there are many Muslims that voted against him in the election. Because if the way this man is talking about the majority of Nigerians being Muslims. It means that majority of people in Lagos are Muslims. So why didn't they vote for Tinubu? Since all Muslims voted for Tinubu. So that is people just trying to confuse the world. But thank God for people like George Galloway. You know, you can see how he handled the matter effectively, reminding him that it's not about Tinubu's religion, it is not about his ethnicity, it is about his character. And that is what he, Galloway, is always interested in. Okay? So it's a very good outing, presentation by Galloway. The way he tackled this Nigerian bigot who wanted to becloud the discussion with ethnic and religious bigotry. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.